All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is September 8th, 2023. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. So we are going to go look at the markets right now. So let's look at the SPY. Let's look at it on a daily time frame. So let's take a blank chart right here. Here's a nice one. So here's market action today, putting in an inside day to yesterday's candle. MMRP is still in play. There's a daily candle right there. Higher high, higher low. If we look at it on the 3-day chart, right there, there's our igniting candle. Here's our pause. Here's our check of support. And here's the first price advancement candle, which will finish up on Monday. So here's SPY possibly putting in another higher low. So it's not another higher low, but a higher low. So we can connect the two of those together. This is a possible trend that is started. Now let's go take a look at, and we do have a wedge playing out because we have this downtrend here. So you can see if we connect this one and this one. All right, so SPY has some work to do here to get back up over this downtrend line right there. All right, so there's SPY. Let's go take a look at QQQ on the daily chart. And here we go with QQQ putting in the higher low and the higher high. Green trend indicator on the daily. That daily uptrend is still in effect. Notice we've got price, the 3 and the 8 all over the trend indicator. Good looking chart. Not the strongest, but closing up over the midpoint is a good deal for the bulls. Okay, for the SPY, notice we have the 3 is under the 8 and price is under the 17 EMA. Not quite as strong as the QQQ. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. So here's FNGU. This is the one that moves the markets. All right, so here we are. We have a head and shoulders breakdown. Now we have a neckline that kind of runs right through there. You can see FNGU needs to get up there and not only challenge that neckline, but bust through it. FNGU in a daily uptrend, producing a higher low and a higher high, and yet again another higher low right here on the daily chart. Daily candle closing up over the 17 EMA, that's our trend indicator, and we got a daily candle with a higher low and a higher high. Not a full-bodied candle, kind of a topping tail candle. Something to make a note of. Need some more follow through on Monday, Tuesday. We'll see what happens. There's FNGU. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. So here's Diamond Dow, still kind of stuck in that 1 hour downtrend. Not quite producing the higher high yet. Still struggling here. If we take a look at the quad line midpoint, you can see they did close up over the midpoint of this last rally up. So that is a good sign for Diamond Dow. The other good sign is that this is a higher low than this low right here. So Diamond Dow producing higher lows. The only thing Diamond Dow's not doing right is producing higher highs. We've got one lower high here, and if you string that together, we have a downtrend line that needs to be broken by the diamonds. So here we are, diamonds still in that hourly downtrend. Maybe they broke it, so now they're in a, not a 30-minute. Let's see if the 2 hours in effect. 2 hours, 4 hour, 30-minute. They're still in that. Well, it's a 65-minute down. Well, yeah, we've got a lower high here and a lower low. So it's still in that hourly downtrend, yet to produce the higher low yet. unless you want to count that. It's not much, but Diamond Dow trying to turn it around. A little bit of work to do. Got to kind of move up past this consolidation in this area right through here. All right, now let's go take a look at IWM. Here's IWM, and let's look at that on the daily chart. And here's IWM on the daily chart, producing not a pretty candle for the bulls. Lower high, equal low here on the IWM. Now keep in mind the IWM does represent 2,000 stocks as compared to some of the other ones that only represent about 100, 200, or 500. So this is, or 30 if you're the Diamond Dow. So here you got this, still in this downtrend here, yet to produce the higher low and the higher high. So IWM is really struggling here. And if we pull this out, kind of look at where it's at, closing underneath the midpoint, coming back to support. The only thing that's possible, if this is the higher low, that would be great for IWM. But IWM still in that 1 hour downtrend. You notice the trend indicator is still red right there. See that? And if we look at it on the daily chart, you can see the 3 has crossed underneath the 8 EMA. That's our T line. And we've got a red trend indicator ball there. So everything underneath the red trend indicator ball. So there is IWM. So now let's go take a look at, SMH. So here's SMH on the daily chart producing a candle with higher lows and higher highs, but not able to close up over yesterday's body. So you can see the 3 has crossed underneath the 8 on the daily chart, still in this wedge pattern right here. Got a little triangle to play out, and we'll see one of these is going to win over the future price action. But on the SMH, we have a big bull flag. Not a pretty bull flag, but there you go. So SMH in a kind of an hourly uptrend here. That's all it is. Just an hourly uptrend. No daily, because I don't see a daily higher high. I mean, there is like partial higher high, not much, like right there. It only inks out, not a significant higher high. So, that failure to make that significant higher high is going to cause the market to come back and test the lows, which are, well, down here, right here at 146.24. So we'll see what happens there with SMH. Maybe they can get a decent bounce. It looked like they were on their way yesterday, and they started going up, and they hit something. I don't know what they hit. They hit this area over here. If you notice, see that tail goes right up into that white line. See if I take this is minor resistance right here. And you can see the tail goes right up into there, and then price turns around and runs the other direction. So they got tapped on the shoulder by minor resistance right here. Now it's kind of funny because they made it through quite a bit of it last time, and then they got stuck with the major resistance. That's these humps up here. Notice we made it all the way up here into these humps, which is our major resistance. So there's SMH. Let's go take a look at transport. Transport's not looking too pretty either. Okay, daily chart. We've got lower high and equal low, and that just happened. Okay, and closing up over the midpoint. That's the one good thing. But if you look at the daily chart, we've got well, we had a higher low right here, and now I'm wondering, we still have not made that lower low. That's about the only thing that we can report that's good. But it is in a daily downtrend. And if you look right here, the 3 has passed underneath the 8. And you can see price action, and the 3 and the 8 are all underneath the trend indicator. Not a good sign for the transports. So it's looking like the transports got to come down here and test this this support area at 235.95. And of course you can see that candle just went down there just a second ago. So they still got some work to do, but they are closing up over the midpoint. That's a little bit bullish, but I mean, come on, this downtrend, that's they're saying something here that it's selling off that hard. Now let's go take a look at our indicators. Here's T2122, and we had a nice rally this morning. Notice the higher low and then the higher high. So we jumped up out of the sell zone into the chop zone. So we jumped up out of here, made a higher low, made a higher high, made a second higher low, made a second higher high, and then from there we just started to melt down. Right there, that's T2122. T2123 was red all day long, just unabashed selling on the 15-minute. And if we look at it on the 3-bar, still more selling with space between the trend indicator and the price action. If we look at the FNGU indicator, we did get some help from the FNGU this morning. You can see these green trend indicator balls, which produced that nice rally in the morning for the SPY, and then just they kind of let it melt. It's like they hit the ass, they hit the ass, they hit the ass, and then they pulled it, and they just let it free fall all the way back down to yesterday's close. So that seems what they wanted to do on the FNGU. See the green, 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 and then they pulled the bid and just let it free fall for a while. So there's FNGU. Good news, up over this trend line. Got to break through this one up here. So that's FNGU. So now let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar up at 105.06. Just keeps climbing higher and higher and higher. Not good for our markets. We need this to turn around. It's great for the dollar, but not good for the markets. Okay, so what do we got on the economic calendar for the 12th? Well, the 11th is kind of silent. The 12th, not much happening there either. Not even anybody speaking. The big day is going to be Wednesday, and we got CPI happening then. That's going to be our inflationary data is going to come out, and then Treasury's going to make a statement at 2 o'clock. So we've got a really light week as far as economic data until Wednesday, and then we're going to get some inflationary data, and Treasury makes a statement. Earnings for, see what we got here for earnings on Monday. Kroger reported today, early this morning, and on Monday we've got Oracle. Now that's got like 337 billion, so that will probably move the markets if they report good numbers, and that's not till Monday evening. All right, so there's the economic data that sets us up for the weekend. Other than that, let's just go look at the SPY one more time. And I want to show you where we are in the SPY. And we're going to use this one right here without all that stuff on it. And we're going to pick this one up. Nope, we're going to use this one. All right, so this is our anchored VWAP from the high. This is the all-time high this year, just for this year. This is the anchored VWAP right here, the blue one, for our all-time, well, not our all-time low, our most recent significant low is right there. And where the price action was today, we'll take up the hourly chart. Okay, you can see here's the green line. We weren't able to pass over the green line, and we weren't able to pass under the blue line. So it's just been choppy through here. If price breaks down through the blue line, we are going to have a bias that the bears are in charge or in control of the price action. If price rises up over the green line, that would be the high of anchored VWAP, we will have a bias that price is being controlled by the bulls. We want to see price run away from this green line. That's what the bulls want to see. We want to see price action run away from the anchored VWAP, the green line. What does that say to us? Well, it says that bulls came in and they hit the ask, and they hit the ask so many times that it caused the price action to run away from the average. And that would be bullish. Now, if it breaks down lower, what the bears want is to see price action run away from the blue line, and that will signify to them that people were hitting the bid, causing it to go lower and lower and lower. In other words, now there's sellers would overwhelm the buyers, and that's where we would have price run away from the blue line to the downside. So that's what we're looking for. Right now, we're just kind of chopping it out until they figure out which way they're going to go. So here's our downtrend line, and we didn't quite close over this downtrend line in the SPY. Right there. So let's go take a look at a couple more things. All right, let's look at USO. Okay, we'll look at it on the daily chart. Up, doing the bull flag. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay in here and kind of do the bull flag thing, even pull back right over to this uptrend line. I'd like to see that for the next 2 weeks. Okay, that would put in a nice step for crude oil to move even higher. So I'd like to see it consolidate. So you can see we went up and then we consolidated for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we moved up again. Now I want to see us consolidate for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, hit this trend line, and then move up again. There's USO. Very bullish there. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG still stuck in the mud. Here's our bear flag. I have to zoom way out. You can see here's the flagpole that comes down, just a big hockey stick. Over to the right-hand side, just stuck in this channel that is right there. There's the channel we're stuck in. Downtrend right here, so we'll see what happens. And let's go take a look at silver and gold. So here's some precious metals. Silver putting in a lower low and a higher high, so but still downtrend underneath this underneath this daily trend indicator. You've got price, the 3 and the 8 all underneath the red daily trend indicator, so we're getting a daily downtrend starting once again. Here's silver, gold. Gold making a equal low and a higher high, still underneath this downtrend line. A lot of work to do for gold to get up over this downtrend and underneath the midpoint there. So gold still got a lot of work to do. Got to break this downtrend. The only thing that could do that is probably the cheaper dollar. So now I'm going to go look and see what we got. 4 questions in the room. Can I analyze Apple, please? Yes, let's go look at Apple. All right, so on the daily chart, we got a lower high. Okay, so we've got a lower high right there. That's not good. But we do have a higher low. Notice there's no lows through here, just constant rising up. So where's our next low? Oh, well, now we've got some support right there. So notice price action just ground its way up, and it didn't find support till, well, right on the tops of these peaks. So there's the minor support there that's holding price up. So Apple will probably consolidate through here. And eventually, when it's done consolidating, it will decide whether it wants to go south or north. Right now, I just see more consolidation in store for Apple. The only thing good is this is a slightly higher low than this low right here. That's the only thing I can report that's good. The only other thing I can report that's good is that it's going to consolidate in a bullish flag. And there's nothing wrong with it having a bullish flag. It just happens to be a wide bullish flag that's about $25 wide. So not even 25. Let's see. It is, yeah, basically $25 wide. Right there. So it's waffling back and forth. And we'll see what it wants to do. Right there. So there's Apple. It's just going to be small trends. Look for it to, bounce back and forth between the minor support and this major resistance, which is going to be this big hump up here and this little hump there. So it's going to bounce back and forth between the minor support and the major resistance. And mark the numbers for the blue line and the green line. Sure. So let's go to the SPY. Let's drill down to this, and let me get it on. Let me get it up on the 65-minute May. All right. So here is the green number. I'm going to write it in there. 446.36. Okay, and then the blue line from below, 443.63. Okay, pivot for Monday is going to be, let's go look at where the price action is telling me the price is important. We have to look at the whole day on the 10-minute chart. And I got to believe that it's going to be this area right here at 445.61. So we're going to move this up to 445.61. And that's our pivot for Monday right there. All right, that's it, traders. Everybody out there in YouTube land, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe if you like what I'm saying. If you'd like to be a member, you can pick up a trial, and you can use promo code BYOB50, and that'll get you a trial for $24.50. And the link is in the description down below. Other than that, I want to wish everybody that's here in the BYOB trading room a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, May. And thank you, everybody that's here that showed up. I want to thank everybody out there in YouTube land. All my fans, I want to say thank you for listening, taking time out of your day to listen to me report the markets. You too, Alan. Have a great weekend. All right, so everybody have a beautiful weekend until Monday. We'll see what happens then. Good night.